Are we on? Okay, it seems like we're live. Welcome everyone to the first Woven session Nordics called Space 2x2, which is a part of the Woven Network Nordics project. My name is Alica Maslenikova. I am the project manager of Woven Network Nordics at Intercult in Stockholm, Sweden. Right now I'm sitting in this digital room with 4 artists who were selected for the Woven Network Nordics digital residency. They are from Sweden, Emma, Hirsk and Katarzyna Piorek. Emma is originally from Northern Ireland and Katarzyna from Poland, but they are both based in Stockholm. From Norway, we have Brynhild Bie-Tiller, and from Denmark, we have Dina Abu Hamdan. They have sneakily covered their names by 2x2, so you might only have to guess who is who, but that's part of the fun. Now also here with us is the coordinator from Mariupol in Ukraine. She's called Vera Brodsky. And all of the selected artists are working with socially engaged arts, as well as other mediums and disciplines. Now today, I don't want to take too much space from the artists and their wonderful presentation. So if you want to read more about what they do or see more of their works, you can check our social media. There have been many posts on our Facebook and Instagram, or you can alternatively visit our website. We will post the link to the website later on in the discussion of the event and under the live streams. Now we are streaming this live on a Woven Network and Intercult Facebook page, but in case that you missed something or you have any questions to the content, well, not really that, but in case you missed something, the event will be recorded and then we will publish it on our website, so you can catch up with the event later. Yeah, but what is actually, let me introduce the project a bit. What is Woven Network Nordics and what are we doing? I will actually read you a paragraph so that we can keep it neat and comprehensive. Here you go. Woven Network Nordics is a European project that highlights voices of women within urban spaces across 3 Nordic countries. It examines women's experience as central to the European response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the course of 9 months, the 4 artists that I have introduced to you before take part in an online residency, a digital online residency, to deliver presentations, conversations, and also eventually to deliver an online exhibition. We only just started, so the artists have been working together for about 3 weeks or 1 month. So it's currently in the initial stages of the project, and it's really exciting to be working with these very different and very passionate artists. Women Network Nordics is managed by Intercult, and it is funded by the Nordic Culture Fund, for whose support we are very thankful. And the project, something from the history, the project is actually a continuation of Woven Network, which took place in 2020, and it was led by Platform 2 from Mariupol in Ukraine. And Woven Network was hosting artists from Scotland, Sweden, and Ukraine, and it was also a digital residency. I actually took part in Woven Network 2020 as an artist, and it's especially fun for me to be working with the project now as the project manager from a completely different perspective. I would like to name our partners as well. So we have partners from Norway. It is Transform World Festival. From Denmark, it is the Nordisk Teater Laboratorium. Ukraine, Platform 2. And also from Scotland, we have Fable Vision Studios, who are actually developing their own Scottish branch of Woven Network called Woven Goven. So I also recommend you to check out their Facebook and their Instagram. If you have more questions about the project, you can get in touch with us, of course. Email me. You have my email address at the Intercult's website, or also in the event on Facebook. Now today, what is the idea behind Woven session is to bring the content of the activities of the digital residency to you, to the audiences, so that you can witness what kind of activities the artists could be doing in these digital realms, because it can be quite abstract to imagine. And these Woven sessions will take place about 6 or 8 times over the course of the next months during the residency. And each of them will have a different format. Sometimes they will be presented by individual artists of the 4 artists. Sometimes they might be together again. So I recommend you that you keep your eyes on the project throughout the duration, of course. And today is the very first session. We have the very first Woven session, and you can look forward to it being very experimental and extremely fun, from what I have heard from our artists so far. They will be exploring the digital space. They will be interacting with their Zoom realities around them, and yeah, generally having fun. So I hope you can also enjoy the session. At the end of the event, 15 minutes prior to the end, we will open it to questions, which means the artists will be answering questions that you can write in the discussion in the chat of the live stream. So please, if you have any comment on what the artists are doing, or if you're curious about anything, I encourage you to write there, because they love answering questions. Yeah, that's, I don't want to take any more space from them, because they have planned quite a lot for you tonight. So enjoy, and I will be back later again to hopefully read some of your questions. Thank you. And artists, you have the stage now. Wat till det komma av?
Brynhild, I would not have believed I could do that.
Wow. Let me think. That's a difficult one. I would not believe that I could. I need some second. I need a little bit time. Sorry.
Take your time.
There are help cards.
Okay. Yes, please. Yes, please. Should I say stop? Yeah.
What does it smell like at that point in the story?
Wow. I'm completely lost.
I think that's the point. That's the point, though. Don't worry. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Do you want one of us to step in? Would you want to? If anybody has any ideas, they can jump in.
Yes, please.
What was the question again, Dina?
Question again. Another question for
Whichever
you.
whichever you want.
You have to be surprised.
In the classroom.
But that one's too easy for me, so you can have that one, Brynhild, maybe.
In the classroom.
Mm.
Oh, well, the virtual classroom. I can talk about the virtual classroom, that we are all a little bit, we have like this Zoom fatigue or virtual fatigue for the moment in different degrees.
Yeah.
So I think this laboratory that we are in now is kind of a relief, because it's really hard to teach through digital platforms. Maybe not a story, but but something. Yeah.
Well, it's a commentary, isn't it? I think it's
Yeah.
how we're all feeling.
Yeah.
I think this was in response to that feeling, maybe, was it? That we wanted to
Yes.
do something a little bit more experimental.
Yeah. Make
Maybe.
it easier and more playful, and yeah. Okay.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Both of us.
A book that affected me as a child.
Who is answering?
I thought that was you, Cassia.
That's very easy. It's Little Prince, of course.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Which one?
Little Prince.
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 Oh, Little Prince. Yeah.
Prince.
Yes, and it's not so known in Sweden. I was surprised, but
Yeah.
maybe it will be now.
Yeah. How old were you, Kasia?
I don't remember, but I remember my first book, which I was reading. It was Good Girl from the First Class, it was called. It was a very Russian propaganda.
Sounds good.
And I wanted to be that girl who is the first in the class, and it was really
Was it revolutionary? It sounds revolutionary.
kind of like everybody has to be, especially girls, they have to be very, very nice and ordentligt, and
yeah.
I'm talking Swedish again. But well, but Little Prince, of course, this is the number one and the most important.
It's a nice one.
There I go.
Yeah.
A different sort of family.
That's me, right?
You want to take that? Okay, just take it.
No, I thought that was me. I thought it was. Am I not the next one? Sorry.
Go ahead, take it. Take it.
I thought we said Brynhild, Cassie, and me, and then Dina. That's okay. I don't.
Yeah, go ahead. Take
We
it.
can't.
A different kind of family.
That's
I think
us.
actually, yeah. I was just gonna say, like, I think a lot to do with art and with life is what they say, finding your tribe. And I've been thinking a lot about this lately because I know I teach as well, but more and more my heart is overriding my head, and I just I have this residency, and I met you three, and you feel like part of my tribe, a different kind of family. You know, we've had so many meetings in the last few weeks, and it just feels good. It feels really nice to chat, and it does feel like a different kind of family. You know, come on and talk about ideas with three women that I've never met before. So I think that's quite something.
Yeah.
So and a compliment to you three as well.
You say stop, one of you. God knows.
For you, okay. Stop. Had to go at the start this time.
Oh, the smell of freshly baked bread.
Do you do something to these cards, Dina, that you get all the interesting questions?
I swear not. I was doing it in
You
front
get
of
the
you.
straightforward ones, and no.
No,
I'm kidding.
I do
Go.
nothing.
Yeah,
I do nothing.
the cards are loaded.
The smell of freshly baked bread on a Saturday morning in the town, walking, entering cafe, saluting half of the town, hugging all our friends, although we see them every day, sitting and drinking coffee and getting a fresh loaf, eating with our hands and taking from each other, and having a very good time without thinking about being away from each other 2 by 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds idyllic. Can I ask what town this is? I'd like to move there. Where is this town?
Oh, it's gonna come soon in the.
Oh,
in the
okay,
timeline.
okay.
Actually, you know what? It's such a good transition. Let's go for the towns. Let's go for the towns. That's a very good transition. That's the town. We get some music as well.
So now we connect with our different tone. Nice.
Oh.
Looks quite similar.
Yes.
Orbiting a dark star for far too long.
The red line breaks the silence.
For most of history, Anonymous was a woman.
We represent one of the most affected sectors during COVID-19.
The shadow stands still.
And the new music will start.
As a woman, I have no country. As a woman, my country is the whole world.
Woman and paper. No correlation, perhaps.
Decoration and silence.
Time goes on, and it rotates and it rotates, and I am still there in the center.
Where are all the women?
This project aims to make us visible, more visible.
What is visible in 2x2? Is it a line that went out for a walk?
Sometimes time is still and it seems like we are in the prison.
Is it true that creativity is born out of boredom, out of emptiness, out of being in that prison?
But we didn't make something bad.
So it's a situation
You need to care to be creative. You need to have to care about something. It has to have meaning.
What if we can travel by time backwards instead of forwards?
Where would you go?
I would go to the stones and go backwards. Just go backwards. I can't imagine the future. I just want to go backwards. There are so many lovely things that are backwards.
No Zoom though.
I'll go with you, Dina.
Sorry.
No, but maybe we will love to be digital.
But maybe we are in the going forward is the going backward, symbolically.
Mm. I'm making space. You'll see.
Travel by time.
What about place? Travel through place.
Place.
Maybe it's good to make a map for the travel.
It's a circle.
Why do we make?
Why do we?
Why do we?
Why doing?
Why do we? Why do we make? Why do we want to make? Or why do we make? We might not want to.
This is the most difficult question, I think. It's like breathing.
Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it, though, I think.
Hard to avoid doing.
Does your work come from inside? Like deep inside? Or from outside?
What is it that you're asking about?
The work that you make, does it come from inside or outside? Like, where does it come from?
You mean the heart or the brain or the intellect or?
Yeah.
From the stone. From the heart. I got your
When
heart.
Yeah. Is your choreography, that's heart, you know?
That's soul.
Yeah. And your photography, Brynhild, and yours, Cassia.
Well,
I think it's very hard to stop talking. That's why we do. And because we see it and we want to just share it. Maybe that's why, I don't know. I would like to just do nothing and decide like, okay, today I do nothing. I even don't want to think, but it doesn't work. It's always something.
You know, we have a choice.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, we can switch off and give the floor to the audience.
Is it ready already? Is it the time? Oh, look at this.
Yeah, it's our space.
Out of the box.
Out of the box.
Small one and a big one. The big one is a bit crooked, but
But that's nice one. I like crooked.
yes, me too.
Yeah, I think that's why we work so well together. All of us.
Yeah. The running order is inside this paper. The running order is inside this paper.
This is a little
It's a good place for it.
So I'm happy we're finished soon.
But we like to do things, so it's hard to stop.
We like to play. I think the best thing was playing here.
I feel compelled to. There's things that I need to make. They have to be made. I think that's how sometimes I feel with sculpture. They stay with me until I make them.
And they come from the heart?
Oh yeah. But they grow and they don't pester me, but they need to be made, and they stay with me until I make them, and then they come into fruition.
Wow, nice.
Maybe we will like more and more the digital actions. Maybe it's not so terrible like as we thought.
Did we say that?
About the companies. We changed the perspective of this digital stuff. I think we really radically changed from the beginning until now.
So shall we put credits?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
And we're ready.
Okay, just a second.
I cannot put my drawing on their head.
You can't try. No, don't. I'm kidding.
Wait, but I have 3D.
Okay, now I am back in the background. Thank you, artists. This was an utterly wonderful performance. I will stay hidden so that you still have the space that you are used to now after half an hour of your merging and playing and laughing. We do have quite a few questions and comments from the audience. Are you ready to answer them? Yes?
Yep.
So, sorry, I just have to open all these various live stream windows. Actually, perhaps, do you want to stay just the four of you, or does it feel more natural if it's not a mysterious voice talking to you? Artists.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, well then I just shoot one question asked by, so there's a comment from Intercult by Ivona Price, who says, wonderful performance, ladies. Then the same comments, let's go for the towns and shades of the north. I'm just reading everything that comes my way. And Ivona is asking, did you have a rehearsal of this performance? It was really well coordinated.
Many.
One or two? Yeah, one or two.
Or are you just naturals?
No, but we every session we met. We met many sessions, but every session we met, we found something, and we played with it.
Yeah.
Someone brought something, and we explored it. Then we kept adding every session we meet. But yeah, I mean, the general rehearsal altogether, it was just 2 times. So I think these are all elements that could be further explored. They're just raw.
Yeah.
But what I think also, I think we explore a lot together, and every time we met, it was something new, and we were like, wow, very enthusiastic all the time, and we had fantastic time together.
Yeah. I wouldn't consider myself a natural at all with this, so this was like a gradual process of experimentation, I think, for all of us, and kind of growing as we came along. We wanted it to be, I think, experimental, partly, and to show as well a little bit. But yeah, I think so.
I think we quickly adapted each other, and we got to know each other also through this experimentation.
I now started, sorry, apologies. I now started our videos as well so that I interrupt your symmetry a bit.
No, it's over.
It's okay. It's okay now. Yeah.
It's interesting how small technical things, very small things, they might not look so evident to the viewer, but when you actually do it, there are very small technical things that really were our small discoveries, because we use this digital space every time, but we use it in a very 2D way, let's say, I mean, or a flat way. And so the effect of the colors and the visuals, and so yeah, but so many technical things. I mean, to discover how to put a background or how to put a video or simultaneously, or not to be present when the video is there. So now it looks like very easy for us, but we were like, how do we do this? How do we do this?
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was cool.
I think we can imagine that it just didn't come like that. Thank you. Vera, do you want to read some of the questions from the Woven Network page?
Yes, of course. But first of all, I want to thank you all ladies for this amazing performance. This is one of the most interesting woven session that we ever had, and we had a lot. So the question is from Christina Carlsen. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Do you prepare assignments in advance, or does it happen spontaneously while you are together?
maybe a mixture. We
Mm.
prepare like the videos from our home cities. We made the colors, the yellow background and the red and blue and green background. Kasia made a wonderful animation.
Mm.
And what else?
I mean, I think reflecting back on what you have been saying, Brynhild, now, that each one brought, for the first meeting, we decided the task. Yes, we decided tasks, but very simple. Like everyone gets an exercise or gets a proposition that we try. So the flashlights was Brynhild, for example. She came and she said, let's look what happens when you put with the flashlights. And then we started playing with that. You know, and then the second time someone else would complement would add something. So, and then of course, every session when it finished, we always gave tasks to each other, like taking notes and saying next session, we prepare something for that.
And we were inspiring each other. I think this was the most beautiful.
Yeah, and unexpected. I didn't not expect to be inspired, but I didn't think that the dynamic would be so strong. I think we talked about that earlier, but yeah, it seems to have been, we kind of connected in different ways, and so the ideas that just kind of came from there. We worked each session, and yeah, and took it one session at a time, really, when we met.
Yeah. Very
I'm
nice.
actually personally really happy that you seem to get on so well and that this has developed in so fast in such a wonderful collaboration, actually.
That actually might have been. I asked you, I think, in the rehearsal about is it okay to laugh in the live session, because we tend to laugh a lot. You know, like real proper laughter.
Really,
I was
we
like,
just
we have to be a little bit more serious for the live session, but we do seem, yeah, we seem to laugh a lot, and it's really refreshing, actually. Yeah.
And there was also honesty, I think, in the beginning. It was very, very nice. The four of us, we were so honest that we don't like the digital space. Like, but we are in a digital residence. So it's so much, everybody gave space to each one. And I think this group immediately, chemistry came together because
true.
everybody was giving space to the other and really attending to the other's needs, or and then laughing a lot, of course. And I would love to meet again. And then we ended up, instead of meeting just twice, we met like 8-9 times so far. It's like minimum.
Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe Vera, I take one question from the Intercults page now. Let me check. Ivona is asking. Ivona was really on fire there. Ivona, good job. Ivona is asking, this project makes artists visible. This project makes artists more visible. What is visible? It's a bit philosophical there.
Yeah, it's something we talked about earlier as well. I think for me, especially, and in our work, it's important, isn't it? It's the core of this project, really. So visibility of women artists and people that aren't normally marginalized, that are normally marginalized, not normally seen. So it's really important to advocate and amplify voices.
I think it's interesting in this sphere that the digital world is mostly many manly, let's say, world. So it's very interesting that on a digital space, I'm finding that more and more women are working in the digital space in a bit more interesting and alternative way and experimental way. So in this way, I think the project gives chance for us, and now later on we will get along our colleagues to share the experiences. So in that sense,
I do think as well, I mean, having people that aren't, I know some of us, I'm speaking for myself, but the other three ladies that are more equipped to deal with technology, but I think you come with a different approach if you're not overly familiar with it. I think you come up with different ideas and different approaches when it's new, when it's different, when it's slightly uncomfortable, when it's imperfect. Like we talked about this a lot, when you make mistakes, you try different things. I don't come in with a smooth tech approach. I'm a sculptor and a photographer, but you know, I don't need technology tremendously more analog, but I think it brings up different questions, raises different questions, and I think your approach is different. Yeah, I think it's interesting, really interesting.
I was asking this because it ties to the previous question. So I was also asking if the digital residency, how do you feel about it so far? Has it brought anything? Is it fun? I mean, is it useful?
Yes,
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very surprisingly nice. I mean, because I was thinking, oh my God, again Zoom, many hours with Zoom. Oh, no. And this time when I spent with girls, then it was really just a pleasure. It was nice. We were laughing. We were not stressed. We were experimenting, and even we are in boxes. We really learn about each other a lot. Yeah. And of course, we are missing physical meeting, but this is something interesting that we went through kind of borders. I don't know. I feel quite like I know you much better than some, I don't know, some other friends which are artists, because we are doing together things. Maybe that's why.
That's interesting, Kasia. We are crossing borders. So
being in boxes.
Yeah, and reading a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Also very active on your Facebook group chat.
Yeah.
And we've even tried Instagram, Alicia. We've even tried Instagram, I think.
I'm very proud.
We were a bit concerned about you in this messenger chat because you got bling, 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 bling.
I have my notifications muted. It's okay.
We almost text you again just to say mute your notifications because it was like so many questions back and forth. Yeah, we thought we were driving you slightly mad. But, yeah.
And the best thing is discovering that you can be masked on Zoom. So that was very relieving for us. Just to be on the camera every day on this space that is like a reality TV show. Like it's a bit heavy. So entering into a space that we didn't know very much artistically, let's say. It was interesting in a way where we started to say, like, okay, let's just start simple. What is this space that we are in? Just, without even having a concept, nothing. I mean, just exploring what is this space. Like any other art piece that is made, or artist, he goes to the space and discovers the space and the impulses from the people or from the things that are there. So what we did is really to start from there and no high expectations. I think that was very good. There was no pressure from anyone from the group to produce or to do something. So in reality, it was like a laboratory feeling, and that was very interesting. So we were not really worried about this session today, like that it's going to come up. We kept on just exploring and exploring. Yeah. Just yesterday, you
mean? Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pleased to hear that.
Oh, I wasn't worried at all. No.
Oh, don't worry, the pressure will come. So it's fine.
It will. Well, thank you. Yeah.
I think we need to ask Zoom company to develop the product.
Yes,
because we know there is not so much we can.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's still quite a few questions going on. So let's take another one. Vera, do you want to?
Yeah, I want to read some comments and questions from Woven Network page. So there are some comments of gratefulness, like thank you it was very inspiring and fun. Thank you very much. It's so much fun and interesting to watch. And also the comment and the question from Liz Gardiner. So it's real invention, new art forms, new ways of communicating. I think it's all about your performance. And the question is, do you think this is a new future beyond the gallery? I mean, maybe these online residencies or using Zoom platform as your and live Facebook streaming as the gallery.
Yeah. I think that's kind of at the core of this residency anyway, and I know that we're going to have an online exhibition. I mean, it's certainly definitely one way to go. I do think there are other ways also, but it's definitely an experimental space, and I think when it keeps being interesting and experimental, then there's a platform for that, for being a new space, definitely for exhibition. But I do think I like outside as well, so it's bringing that outside space into the Zoom space, if you can do that. So it's a combination. I don't know about the rest of you, the group.
I think I'm also looking at having this performative installation, let's say, because it gives this, it breaks this, this again flatness of the digital space. So if we can work together like now, they really humbly accepted, and then we had just a lot of fun. So we don't know, but yes, I think it will pile into some.
I hope it won't be so limited in future that they develop the products kind of Zoom or something else, maybe that we can do more, and because I think we push the limits. I don't think we can squeeze for more. Well,
from Zoom, we need to
spaces.
Yeah,
there are other virtual spaces that we will try to experiment in the coming sessions, and we will be in other virtual spaces. So now today it's Zoom, but maybe we will broadcast through this platform, but we will be in another virtual space. So the idea is, how to do that.
And also, I think it's very nice for this socially engaged art. You can get a bigger audience, because usually, well, at least my projects are happening in rural areas, so actually very few people see them. So I think with social media and video conferences, maybe there is a possibility to reach out to not only audience, but maybe also participants. Probably,
yeah. I think we've made a good, this is a good platform to kind of push forward from, like you said, Dina, about performances and different things, different ways to use this space, you know, to take the digital out, to bring the digital in and play with this kind of virtual space. I think we've got lots of ideas to take this forward. So I suppose watch this space.
I think we're also quite, I mean, this is also for you. It's not so common that these digital residencies would be so long. So it's really great that there is so many months actually for you to work together and experiment with the processes and see where it leads.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I will try to go through some more from Intercult's page. By the way, I feel very, because I have this live stream video with the questions on the side from about 5 seconds earlier, and then I have the same image on the Zoom as well next to it. So it feels very special. Now, Ivona has been having some comments. Creativity has to have meaning. Going forward is going backwards. Why do we make, I mean, these are very big questions going on there, but there's maybe one more specific one, which is, what was the change from the beginning until now about? Because you were talking about change at some point.
We got dragged in it. we enjoy. We started to enjoy it, and it became ours.
Good.
And we forgot about that. We are in the the parameters of this being in a residency. So we just got into it.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, for me.
And I think with digital residencies, that's a luxury. I think we're really lucky in that way that we kind of got the chance to make it our own, and the four of us are on the same kind of wavelength, and that we can do that and have some kind of ownership over it as well. And like we said about meaning and caring about things, I think it's the thing that connects what we do in different ways. Definitely.
Thank you. Vera, do you want to check if there are more comments from the Woven Network page?
Yeah, we have 2 more questions. One again from Liz, and it's: do you remember the first time you needed to take care of someone else? What age were you? Thanks.
Oh, it's like the game again. Yeah. Yeah.
For the four of us has to answer each one her answer.
I think it's the question to all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can start. I got well, we had like sheeps and cats and dogs and horses, and I had my own rabbit, if that counts. I was like 6, something maybe.
Yeah. I think I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest sibling of 4. So as soon as my sister was born, I think that's when it started. So 2, 3, 4, that thing that you do as an older sibling, and it doesn't really stop. I think that care element, and it's part of who you are. And it, as a mum now, as a mother and a family member and a sibling and a daughter, it just continues in all directions. And I think this residency at the core is about care and the pandemic and women's role and things like that. And I think that's really important to consider as part of this. But yeah, quite young is the answer. Yeah.
I think it's very similar age. I was like 6 when I got my little sister, and my parents were working, and then it was my work to go around with the trailer and help and of course garden or something like that. And now everything changes, and then we grow up, and then we have to take care about our parents, or so everything is, we are all the time in taking care about someone from 6.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you for answering that. I think from my side on Intricult, there were no more questions. There was a thank you to Vera for your help with the coordination. And that goes from my side as well. Thank you so much for helping. Is there anything left on the Woven Network page?
Yes, the last question, also a question to all of you. What book has affected you the most as a child?
Oh no, that was actually
that was one of the questions. Yeah,
there was actually comments that was a question for the audience that I wrote when you were talking about the favorite books.
Yeah, to see what everybody else is. Yeah.
But I think if there are no more questions, then we can. Was that a yes, or was that a no, Vera?
It was no.
If there are no more questions, then I think we can wrap it up. I think this was utterly delightful for me to observe what you have come up with. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. And thank you to those who are watching. We will have more woven sessions in the coming months, which will be announced. So please stick with us, follow us on our social media, and you will hopefully get much more digital experience from these artists of ours.
Thank you, Elitze, for a wonderful presentation. And thank
Yes.
you, Vera, also for helping us.
Thank you. Yes,
Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
I now wish I could put some credits up as well.
That's the trick.
I can make it for you.
Spontaneously, the four of us. That's the trick.
Next time we have to think about it.
Yes. Take care, everyone, and have a nice rest of the evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.